Hey, thank you for joining us.
Good to see
Have
some
you got
familiar
the
faces again.
have
I
you got
got the
this?
thing. I do.
Oh,
I got the wrap instead of the buff. We call it the wrap here.
Love it.
love it. It's very on brand. Um, right, Jamie, shall I?
I'm trying. Go ahead because I'm trying to pin Frankie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cool.
Oh, wait, well, not that I'm trying to show you all my boobs, but
Ah, banging.
yeah. When I
Oh
was
yeah.
writing this, I ordered this when I was writing, and it was really helpful.
Hmm.
So,
You should
Good
start a
info.
merch shop.
you're right, I should, shouldn't I?
Right, okay. So we're gonna have you on speaker view for the recording. Um, if anyone has any questions for you, they are gonna send them in the chat to either me or Jamie. Um, we also got some questions in the form, so we've got them as well. And you have kindly offered to do a giveaway for us.
And
Awesome.
a wrap, whichever color, whichever team you want. I have one for each team. So we got orange, Team Mass, we got the red. That's really this way.
Oh, this
And then
is
we got
so
Team
awesome.
Sapphic. Yeah, I'm so
That's
Ooh,
excited.
amazing.
I like the
So excited
purple.
to see this. Yeah, it's super cute. Yeah.
I like the purple. Team
Very
Sapphic
cool.
all the way. So because we miss Kaz very much because her she's the glue. Um, So, what we're going to do is, like always, we pick a number between 1 and 20, or 1 and whenever. And Jamie has written it down on a piece of paper before the event. So, Jade, can they send them to you?
Sure.
If everyone can send their guesses, a number between 1 and 20 to Jade, and then at the end, we will announce who has won. Sound good?
Yay.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay. I've got some I've got some questions
Go
pouring
for it.
in. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, a whole lot, I'm
Okay.
sure.
Are you a fan of the original Survivor show?
Yeah, the actual Survivor show. Yeah, I've watched. I actually binged, so I binged a lot of the seasons older. I love the older ones. That's why some of the things in the book, like they got to boil their own water. A lot of the stuff, those like Easter eggs, came from older seasons for sure, with a little bit of fire mixed in with different stuff.
So how did you decide what elements to include and what to leave out?
Yeah, so I wanted to basically I wanted to blend in a couple of my favorite seasons, season 16 and season 32. That's where you get like the Black Widow Brigade, spin-off or the Bi Brigade. Um, there's certain elements about that. The chicken, if you're familiar with tying the chicken, right? There's different things, and I really wanted to kind of blend in some of those elements. Obviously, there's a little bit of throughout the entirety of the show, and just kind of like what its own translated version of it. But yeah, so like those were huge parts of it, and just overall inspired by the characters, some of the favorite like fan favorites, and then like some of my favorites. Um, it's like little nuggets of those of what Survivor really means and stands for. Obviously, with my own spin because it's it still is a Sapphic version in its mind, so it's different. Yeah.
I personally haven't seen any of the Survivor American. Do they wear wraps in that? Like the
Yeah,
bandana?
they're called these are net gators and they're called buffs technically out there. But like it's not I gotta say it officially because it's gonna be on YouTube. This is not associated with Survivor and any CBS, nothing like that. It's like don't come for me. Um but yeah, so a lot of and it's interesting because I remember calling my one of my friends. I'm in the middle of like writing this book and I'm deep into it. And I was like, I called her and I was like, I think I put too much Survivor in the Survivor. Like I realized how niche the book was getting because like I'm and I'm also talking to another Survivor nerd, right? So we're like geeking out on this book, and I'm talking about it, and so they get it, right? But I was realizing, I was like, well, is this like friendly enough? Like where someone who doesn't really watch, like they watch the show, but they're not geek about it, can they still enjoy it, or is it like too niche, right? And I didn't, I was kind of, I tried to like make adjustments, but it was like, well, the book is what the book is. Like, it kind of came out the way it came out, because it was a later realization. I was like, well, I realized that I think some people are gonna, if they're Survivor fans, they're probably really, really enjoy it. And if they don't, there's gonna be things they probably will miss, and or they might just not jive with them, and that's okay. I mean, that sometimes books get written like that. That's okay. I don't know any other Sapphic Survivor books. If y'all do, let me know.
I don't know of any either. And you know the question I have to ask. You know how
Yeah.
I love how you incorporate animals from Little Biscuit to Quilliam, and now you have Bean as a personal pet,
Yeah.
your own Bean, and
Sleeper,
then
yeah.
now Cluck. How do you
Yeah,
choose the animals, and what can you talk about that a little bit?
absolutely. So Cluck was easy, again, inspired by the actual show. What was his name? Ooh, I can't remember. It'll come to me. Um, but that was like Ty's chicken in the show. So like I knew immediately I wanted a chicken. Um, and I think that was just gonna be a lot of fun. Especially I loved how Team Mass started with the chickens, and then they lost the chickens, and then Cluck ended up getting on Team Fem with Sapphire. I think that was just a lot of fun to do, and because it's also like technically a food source in the actual game show, but like we're not gonna do that here, you
Yeah.
know. So, but yeah,
That was pretty. I was like, oh God, a chicken of all things. And when they're starving and they touch that chicken and die, kind of coming from Saffron,
exactly.
that was
A
great.
vegan with a vengeance, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. Um, oh, some Rhapsody said, tell Frankie I say hi. I'm wearing my Michigan shirt just for her. Go
Oh
blue.
no! Oh no!
Side note.
Buckeyes all the
And
way.
so we were talking in the book club a bit about this, that the book is full of betrayals, and we were talking to those who hadn't seen American Survivor, how that is part of the Machiavellian aspect of everything, is the manipulation, the fakeness, the backstabbing. And there were some strong feelings, about
Of
how
course.
Saffron, stabbed her and voted her off, and all the things that happened. So um, why did you decide to shine a light on finding love in a place where everyone could be lying straight to your face? Is the question.
So a big part of I did toss in a little bit of like a Australian Survivor s, just a tiddly bit of it, but because I actually really like that one as well. It's really fun. But with this, and this was something I didn't quite realize until I was, like I said, further, the theme of the book emerged. But when going into the book, I really wanted to really, because one of the reasons why that show is so interesting is the human psychology of it all, at least for me. People want to know, like the people like messy stuff. They want to know what's going on, why this person, because there's always like this, it's usually a common thing that comes up with every season, or pretty almost every season of Survivor, or just game shows in general, is like, how much of it do you sacrifice? Like, when you're here to play the game to win, versus like how much are you a persona to win? Are you being you to win? Like there's so many different ways. Um, and then whether that's right or wrong, and everyone's different, like how they approach things. Um, so that's what's I really wanted to lean into that, because that is a big part of, like I said, a lot of this stuff is inspired by um, the actual show, right? And like there's
Mm-hmm.
certain, like you mentioned with Saffron and Reina, that was an incident inspired by the show. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like I wanted to have a lot of fun with that, and that's really what that was. that helps.
Jess was having some really strong feelings about that. We were trying to think, because she
Yeah.
hasn't seen the show. We're like, yeah, that kind of,
Yeah.
it
It's
goes
kind of
that kind of
happened.
deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it cut. It cut. So bravo to you for that.
I guess I'm grateful. Like I feel like the book did definitely have where it's like I loved it or I hated it or I hated parts of it, but I loved this, right? So I think it's one of those, it was one of those things where it kind of felt like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And I think I did it. Like even from the player trackers, it's just so much unique things. There were so many creative elements that were just not typically you see in a romance book that I've incorporated in this book. And it was a lot of fun for me because it was just, like I said, it was different. Um, and but yeah, the at the end of the day, though, I mean, with romance, that's one thing that we love about it is that love wins in the end. And with this book, the theme was everyone has a price, but love changes the currency, right? And I think that's true for real life.
Mhm.
I did love that line that love changes the currency. And what I also loved that you had, pun intended, because we're talking about love, was that it wasn't just romantic love. It was love for
Absolutely.
yourself. Because
Yes.
I thought that was like top notch because it's really easy to become infatuated and fall for someone else, but it's quite difficult to have it internally. And that's pretty much what Celeste and Paya found together. Did you always intend for that to happen, for them to fall together, but then it to help themselves, sort of thing? Do you know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
think, yeah, I do. I think that's a great question. Oh, and also, like, thank you for having. I kind of feel like I missed that, so I really appreciate it. This is so
Well,
fun.
thank you.
I get to geek out with y'all, so this is awesome. Um, One of the things that I really wanted to highlight in the book, or like the character growth, was that both characters in their own way had to learn how to trust themselves again. Because when you go through, and this is not something that people talk about a lot, but you go through a betrayal, any type of hurt, it changes you. It changes how you look at life, how you feel about friendships moving forward, right? And both of these individuals, both the main characters, had gone through something that changed how they, their wounds, right? And they were a little flavored differently, obviously, but at the end of the day, like Celeste really needed to learn how to trust herself to help her business boom again, to, show up. Um, and you have Paya who's struggling with something that happened a decade ago, over a decade ago, right? And it's still, whether it's little T, big T trauma, whatever, it still matters on how you show up in the world. Like I realized like later, like I said, it's funny because I have these little epiphanies when I'm writing things, but Paya really didn't have any friends her age. She had Grandma Gigi, she had the close knit. Yeah, we love Grandma Gigi. With those three poker night women, right? And that can even be telling because it's like, well, why is that, right? And it's like think about it. You have the past that she had, right? So I hope that answers your question.
It did beautifully, thank you. On the topic of Paya, she is seen as somewhat of a controversial character to some. Did you always intend for her to be a flawed protagonist and to have the character arc that she did, or did that just speak to you as you wrote it?
I think given her position, I think that was going to be inevitable regardless because she's in this position where she's already a game show plant. She has to make a really tough decisions. If she continues to go on and do what Claudia really wants, then all of a sudden now she's doing what she didn't really know what she was stepping into. She was just so fixated on her goal and her motivation. Um, but overall, she had to make some hard decisions for herself about, again, everyone has a price. What's things started to change for her. So she had to make different decisions on pivoting or what have you with her terms of her contract. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, it's with Paya being controversial, and I think there was trying to remember. One thing I thought was really fun when I was just writing it was when she was talking about it was the Jada scenario. That was a huge one of those points where I was like, what are you doing? Right? And it's really interesting because I even had a moment where she realizes she's like, hey, am I becoming everything that I hate? Right? Is this
Mhm.
worth it? Am I because I'm for what's the sacrifice here? Like, and now you get to see Jada is going through that. And this is stuff that happens in the show. Like this is stuff that's really very similar. Again, it's all very inspired by the show. So I really wanted, like I said, have a lot of fun with it, and I did. So
Well, if what happened with Jada has happened in the show, I feel like Survivor should come with the trigger warning because that whole thing with Blair and Jada. But you did redeem yourself in the fact that not only was Blair the one that got the fake relic and got voted out, but that Jada also ended up leaving with money for her mum. And no word of a lie, when I read that, I wanted to burst into tears with sheer joy because I was like, please protect Jada above everything else. Like, just it was why torture us like that in such a sweet way? Why?
Why?
uh,
Just why?
yeah, I think yeah, like I said, these are real things that happen. There even with I don't know if anyone I don't want to spoil it, but the latest season, there was an incident that happened that you heard about afterwards with a character. I mean with a contestant. Like one of the loved contestants. I absolutely love this one. And there was some conversation around bias and race and stereotypes and all these different things. Like that stuff happens. Like that's just real life. It's happened. It just happens, and it's like when you come through with a game show, when you have all these different personalities and all these different types of people, it's something it can happen. It can come up, and yeah. So it's just I didn't want to shy away from because I could have made this like this floofy, everything's good, but that's not real life with the show or real life in general. With something like any other reality TV show, I mean, it doesn't matter whether it was a Bachelor. Is there a Bachelorette? Yeah, Bachelorette, but like make it Sapphic. I don't know, but something like that. There's still gonna be drama. There's still gonna be people are operating from their like projected states. It's just part of life. So I wanted
Mhm.
to honor that and Jada, I love Jada. I love at the end that wait, it's in the bonus epilogue. I don't know if you got read the bonus epilogue, but you got to read the bonus epilogue. But there's a little extra bit about Jada in the bonus.
Is I haven't actually I've downloaded it, but I haven't got around to the epilogue. Now, is that thing that you are speaking of between Jada and Steph? Because I
Mm.
got a vibe between Steph and Jada.
That's
And I don't know if I
interesting.
was just reading into it, but it was the vibes. They were there. So
Huh.
is that a thing or is that epilogue just shot that horse in the face?
Yeah, was Steph the host in Jada?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I wasn't. I think there was just like with like the situations with, like I said, reality TV shows in real life. Sometimes hosts have favorites, and I think Steph probably like really appreciated, like without intervening, was able to witness and be like, okay, like I think they hugged, right? Um, and I don't know, I don't remember writing Steph hugging anyone else. Maybe Lex, I
It,
don't really remember.
it was a prolonged hug. It was a hug and a look full of sexual tension.
Oh
I
my
don't
gosh, yes. You saw the look in your
uh,
mind's eye.
I
right.
did. I
That was
felt
not my
it.
intention, but I think there was, I really would hope the moment would have been um, like a pause in a like a breath. I feel like as a host and you see this stuff going on and you kind of know, but I feel like you would be like, dang, I'm glad you got your, you got your coins, you got the stuff that you deserve, right? And it's like, ooh, and it's like you feel for that person. They got ostracized, they got all these different things. So yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. But I did not notice that, or at least that was not my intention. So sometimes that happens.
Well, that's a possibility for the future.
It might be, there might be another book. You never know.
Mhm. Speaking of the
Any,
future, everyone was really enjoying like the Sapphic Isle showing up
Yeah.
with Quilliam and everything. Are there going to be any more stories
Yeah.
coming?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, this was a like
Awesome.
have a long-term vision, but this was definitely different. It was unique. It was also like healing for me, to be honest with you. It was healing for me. It was a really nice book. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was different, it's niche. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, definitely look forward to getting back hosting, like back onto Sapphire. A lot of fun. But now it's like I have more characters to enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And speaking of that, this healing book for you, how much of yourself do you find in your own writing and in this book in general?
Yeah, so I definitely resonated with um, when I say healing for me, it was really healing from a craft perspective because I
Mm-hmm.
faced a lot because I didn't really this was something like newer for me. I know there's actually a couple other books that are inspired by the show out there, but there's different, right? They're or MF or whatever. Um, and I didn't really go into them too much, but with this book, when I was writing it kind of forced me to embrace the messy draft because I literally had no choice. Because so I'm typically the person, or in the past, I've always told myself like I have to write these super clean drafts and da da da, right? But for this book, I was like, if I don't embrace this, I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it. Like, because it's just like I broke the book down in six different parts and looked at it from that angle. So like typically you may see like a three acts, in writing, but I broke this book down into six very different parts. So I had the setup or the pre-game, if they called it, um, the actual game itself, like pre-merge, merge, the epilogue or the live reunion, and then the bonus episode. So I literally broke them up into like so it was healing for me because I felt like I did a lot of firsts that was a little afraid to actually do. Like this is the most number of characters, a cast that I've written, and I try my best to make them have enough agency that people can get their voice individually. So that was a challenge. Um, and yeah, so like in regards to writing the book, that was there was like I said, it was like a lot of I had a lot of fun with that, and I needed that fun. I hadn't had that in a while. Um, and yeah, I don't know a whole lot about, but it's also fun to really that research was so much fun to do with the book. You just get to watch Survivor and geek out on that. And like I said, overall, it was a very healing book. I mean, yeah, you get to resonate with characters who experience like whether it's betrayal or just like different things. Love, like I said, love is the changes the currency. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? And it looks different for everyone. And you're able to think about that.
Awesome. Awesome. And did you always know that neither Celeste or Paya would actually win the game?
Yeah, yeah.
And
It
if so,
wasn't
why
really
did you
about it
decide it
wasn't.
would be Bea?
Yeah, I really liked Bea. I just adore Bea. I think I feel like a lot of readers do too. Um,
Mhm.
and I love I love Bea because some of the characters were inspired, like I said, like inspired by some of the TV show characters, or like not exactly the same, but like elements about them or kind of vibes of them. Um, but with Bea, there's just something that's so inspiring and there's like something that's just contagious that she has with her joy and her persistence. And she also has her own stuff too, but she has her big why and she has her strategy, and it's just a lot of fun. It was just something that I really wanted to. I didn't want to have Paya or Celeste. I didn't really think it would be right for Paya to win, giving the status of her. Um, and
Yeah.
then Celeste, again, Celeste's whole thing was it really, yes, obviously she needed the money for sure, but it was also more about her real remembering who she was and like as a business owner and like coming back to herself. Because, if she would have won all this money, I don't maybe she would have still had that journey too, but it I feel like it emphasized both of their growth a little bit more because that really wasn't about that, the actual win for them to get to their what they think they want versus what they needed, right?
Mhm. What was most challenging for you about writing this book?
Oh, oh, that's a good one. It was funny because I was like, hey, I'm gonna put these player trackers in there because that could help readers. It ended up helping me a lot more than it probably helped y'all, I promise. Because there were points where I was like, wait, who was voted out? Crap, when did this happen? And I had to like throughout the book because there are things that repeat in the book, right? So there's like just like the show or like any type of game show, there's like repeating, like the host says their iconic lines, there's different things that happen. So you have to be consistent with that. And I had to be like, crap, was the torch fling or was this after that or was this before that? And I had to keep constantly going back and verifying it. So yeah, that was fun. Um, but like I said, that player tracker part was really helpful for me for writing the book. I don't know if y'all really enjoyed that or not, but I was like, oh, hopefully readers will really like this thing. It's so weird and random. Um, but then yeah, so I end up like being the one to be like, oh, I really needed that. Um, let's see what else. Um, I would say, like I said, large cast of characters. This is by
Hmm.
far the largest cast of characters I've written, which is like it's really fun. And so making sure that they each had their own motivation and being able to like move them in their progress, throughout the game show. Because there, because I feel like I'm a fast-paced writer, but I feel like there's times where this book could either be super long or like it probably could have been like super, super long if I really went slow and say with every single character. But that's also not realistic. I want it to be episodic, right? Like I literally named the chapters episode one. Episode. So I wanted to be a little bit similar, like you're seeing this a snapshot of the moments.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh,
I'm
we've got.
aware. I'm aware of. Oh, sorry, Jess. Are you going?
I
Go
was
ahead.
just noticing the time.
Hmm.
Um, are you
Oh,
okay to have a few more questions?
sure, go for it.
Because we've got a canny few.
Yeah, go for it.
So we've got here, what did you enjoy most about writing this many characters in a single book? And if you had to pick a single character perspective, who would you choose and why?
Okay, like I feel like Cluck knows everything. Cluck knew all the deep secrets. Let's be honest. He's seen everything. He knows all the like he saw Claudia and Paya. He stole Claudia's little I don't know if y'all caught that, but he stole Claudia's little thing or didn't steal it, but found it and ran off with it. But I just feel like he just saw that was too much. So that might be a little bit of it. Let's see. Could you repeat the first question?
Oh, what did you enjoy most about writing this many characters as in a single book?
Yeah. The the reactions I think are was really fun. And also it's like a puzzle piece where I had to figure out how can I get the readers to learn about these characters and like find like how do they look? What do they look like? There's just a lot of details, but you also don't want to drag things down as much, or at least I tried not to. Um, but trying to get the characters' motivations and agency on the page. So that was actually a lot of fun. And one of those ways that I was like, how can I get readers to learn a little bit about a lot of these different characters in a short period of time was the baggage claim challenge. That was one of those I was like, ooh, that would be because that would be really fun to do. That way readers get to learn a little bit about different characters. And I wanted it to be in the earlier part of the book. So that was something that's just one of the examples that I wanted to put in there. But yeah, overall, that and like how they react to each other, right? So you had, um, what's her name? Bo. Bo's fun too. And again, inspired. If you read Bo and you watch the show, you probably have an idea, you know, if you're into that. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun to see how people react and not just the main character's eyes, right? But like being able to show different characters through Celeste and Paya's was also challenging, but also really fun and rewarding too.
Awesome.
Sorry, my brain fully
You're fine.
like went on to an ADHD thing about Bo, and then I started actually remembering that scene and how Bo's little face got all crestfallen when Celeste was like, "Who the hell's this with all the tech stuff?" And she's like, "That's me." It was so funny because you just saw her little face. Bless her. She couldn't do a damn thing, God love her.
Not at all.
Speaking of the other characters and everything, there was quite a lot of romance, and not just between Pyre and Celeste. So, and it was some imploded in a very dramatic way. Um, so why did you decide to create more romances in the human ways, or did it just accidentally happen? Like, did Bea, Ali, Saffron, and Raina just shout at you while you were writing?
Yeah, I think I wanted more romance, but I didn't expect it to be as deep as it became, which I was happy with because I feel like, obviously this is marketed as a romance book. And I was like, well, did I put too much Survivor in the Sapphic romance, and not enough Sapphic romance in the romance? And jury's still probably out on that. But having those like three couples was really fun because they're all different. And as I was writing, things just kind of came together in that way. There's a couple things that were inspired, like I said, from my research and stuff like that. But overall, it was definitely more natural that they just started to develop. Like Arlie and Bea, uh, I didn't really have a clear going into it. I didn't have the clearest um, personality profile for Arlie, and she just kind of started to develop into this awesome. I didn't realize how much of an impact she would be on the story. It wasn't the plan. It was going to be
Mm.
more like Bea being like, "Oh, she's hot." Like, oh, like that's so cool. And then it became this whole thing, and it started to evolve and make sense what her role was in the show.
Sorry, we're
What did
getting questions and stuff like that. And
Yeah, I have time if y'all have. It's up to y'all. So I'm good. Can't believe
okay,
the hour went over so fast.
I know. it brain melt. Okay, so we've got here, what does the future hold for Paya and Celeste? Did Paya get back into acting? Did Celeste save her newspaper, her magazine, sorry? Um, yeah. Were they invited to Baya and Ali's wedding? Was Cluck a bridesmaid?
The bonus epilogue addresses a lot, but so I don't know. I don't want to like spoil it.
So,
You don't want to
no
spoil it.
spoilers.
Yeah, I won't.
Okay. Right. Should we do one last question?
I
And
have a
then
question.
okay, go ahead, Jamie.
I just want to ask, I know that you not only are an author, but you have your new venture going on with Bound and
Yeah,
Breathless. And I was wondering if you'd like to
yeah,
talk a little bit about that and share that with
sure,
everyone.
of course. Yeah, so Sayer and I are co-owners for Sapphic, not safe for work, Sapphic book box called Bound and Breathless. And we are hoping to get that launched. We're in the process of working on the first launch. So stay tuned for more details on that. And, right now you'll get merch similarly, but you'll get merch, you'll get at least one book that are special edition with not safe for work covers, um, and some goodies inside the books and things like that. So yeah, it's
Awesome.
it's all a work in progress. I'm super excited. The authors, like I said, we're super excited to get to share and promote and just have a lot of fun getting sapphic romance in a different way out there.
Mhm.
Just, like I said, exclusively not safe for work. Sapphic romance it's pretty fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. You can imagine that we work together. It's like we're literally looking at very interesting stuff so we can get our covers.
I can imagine I've been following along on Instagram since you first announced
Yeah,
it, and I'm going,
it's a lot
oh,
of fun.
this is
A
going to be spicy.
little bit, a
Yeah,
little bit.
a little bit.
Bringing all of the
Sounds really good.
fire.
I
Yeah,
have a question too. Do I get to
yeah.
ask? I
What's
want to
your
know
question?
what was y'all's favorite characters overall. Like, what did y'all think? Good feedback for me. It's a
Yeah,
different kind of book that I've ever written. So,
Oh, blimey.
just
Uh,
you were toasting Bea and Arlie big time
yeah,
in the chat. The
yeah, no.
sweetness of them.
Bea and Ali, they were good. Bea was adorable, like my short queen. Um, I really liked Saffron until she
yeah,
effed over Arena. Like
yeah,
she did it
yeah.
in such a volatile manner. I was like, that just, dude, seriously, you could have done it a little bit better than that. But yeah, there were so many. Like that's what I think was so good about. That's what we were saying about in the book club. About how even though there were so many characters and we all had our individual favorites in a variety of different ways, um, they were all so well-rounded that it was hard to find a favorite because it felt really human. So,
Thank you.
in the words of Saffron, namaste for that.
No, not much for that. Okay.
Um,
So
yeah. So, shall we
I
do the giveaway?
yes,
Of
I was
course.
just gonna say. So we do have I'm gonna hold up so you can see um the number. I put it in my phone notes. It's number 8
Okay.
was the
Okay.
winner, and the closest to that was Maru with a 12.
Woo!
And I have
Congratulations. Yay.
yes. So if you can email us at Sapphic World Book Club, can we put that our email in the chat, please? So
And
Mara
let
can
me
just email
know.
us with her contact information and we can hook you guys up.
Yeah, and keep in mind what wrap you want as well. So I'll send that with the book. You want Team Fem,
Awesome.
Team Max, Team
Congratulations.
Sapphic. So congrats, that's really fun. Also, like
Congratulations.
look at, yeah, I don't know if you can really see it. but I got this pen.
Oh,
Oh,
I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
cool.
That
isn't
is
that cool?
awesome. Yes.
I geeked out.
Very
So
cool.
that was really fun. While I was writing, I geeked out on like some merch stuff, and that really helped me to push me through the book. So it was really nice.
Very cool. And what's next for you, Frankie? What's up next besides your box?
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I'm working on another book. Keep it a little to myself a little bit, but I'm really excited for it. I've been working on it. It's near and dear to my heart. I've been working on it's gonna be different. I think I'm gonna dabble in some darker romance. So I'm really excited.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna see how fire we can get um and like really dial it up. And I'm really excited for that. This is again just branching out, just trying different things. I'm really appreciate each and every one of you and all I'm always super excited. Anytime I see someone order my book, I'm like, oh my God, someone ordered my book. And I just get so every
Awesome.
time I'm like, oh my God, someone ordered a paperback. Oh my God.
That's
So I
awesome.
just love it. Yeah, I get super excited about it. And yeah, I have a day job, so this is like the goodness of life, right? Is when to get to spend time with you and work on these books and go from there. So like I said, we're seeing how it goes. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I love that you're branching out in different genres, different areas, and we
Yeah, I'm
love
gonna
having
try.
you here. And Kaz is saying we need merch. Are you selling your merch anywhere? Are you what's going on with the
Figure
merch?
out. I gotta just boxes of stuff. I gotta figure out what to do with it. I was waiting on some character art. Like I'm have character art in progress, and this is my first time indulging in character art, and I understand why people get so addicted to it because it's a lot of fun too. So there's some not safe for work, and um, I literally got character art of will be a contestant. So it's a lot of fun. You'll
You
see how
could
cool they are.
you could have something like this. I got this at Pride at my
Oh,
local
cool.
Pride.
I'll write
You
that
could
down.
have like all of the characters on there and like the the thingies, Team Sapphic or something.
That sounds fun.
Like
I never thought
have
about
a
that. That's a good idea.
fan. The Europeans could use it at the moment because we're sweating our faces off.
Sweaty faces off. Yes. All righty. So you let us know where we can find you on social so everybody knows where to find you, your
Yeah,
handles.
probably the best way is to get me on my newsletter, which you'll see links in my on the back of the books. And um, in regards to Instagram, it is Frankie Fyre Writer because author is too long, so whatever
Mhm.
Instagram. But Frankie Fyre Writer, um, and it's mostly what I've been on, and like I said, my newsletter going from there. So those are two places that you'll see me pop up from time to time. So
Cool.
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Frankie. We have loved having you here again. Um, and from all of us at Sapphic World Book Club, we are
Uh-oh.
going to be having a bit of a break for August. But keep those peepers peeled on your socials and if you've signed up for our email for who's going to be coming in September. So that's that. Have a
Yeah.
brilliant rest of your day. And Frankie, thank you very much. And thank
Yeah.
you everyone for coming.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks,
Thanks,
Frankie. So good
guys.
being with
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.